بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين ثم أما بعد. We'll be talking today about Zulkifl alayhi as-salam. Zulkifl was mentioned in Surah Al-Anbiya and in Surah Sad. In Surah Al-Anbiya, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said after the story of Ayyub, وَإِسْمَاعِيلَ وَإِدْرِيسَ وَذَا الْكِفْلِ كُلٌّ مِّنَ الصَّابِرِينَ وَأَدْخَلْنَاهُمْ فِي رَحْمَتِنَا إِنَّهُمْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Ayyub, of course, was one of the Sabirin. And also, as if Allah wants to say that also, إِسْمَاعِيلَ وَإِدْرِيسَ وَذَا الْكِفْلِ كُلٌّ مِّنَ الصَّابِرِينَ. They are patient. They endure patiently. And we'll mention why he was patient. وَأَدْخَلْنَاهُمْ فِي رَحْمَتِنَا إِنَّهُمْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. We have admitted them into our mercy. إِنَّهُمْ مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ. Indeed, they were among the Salihin. Who is Zulkifl? Allah also mentioned him after the story of Ayyub, interestingly, in Surah Sad. After Surah Sad, Allah said, وَاذْكُرْ عِبَادَنَا إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَإِسْحَاقَ وَيَعْقُوبَ أُولِي الْأَيْدِ وَالْأَبْصَارِ إِنَّا أَخْلَصْنَاهُمْ بِخَالِصَةٍ ذِكْرَ الدَّارِ وَإِنَّهُمْ عِندَنَا لَمِنَ الْمُصْطَفَيْنَ الْأَخْيَارِ وَاذْكُرْ إِسْمَاعِيلَ وَالْيَسَعَ وَذَا الْكِفْلِ. So Ibrahim, Ishaq, Yaqub, and then Ismail, وَالْيَسَعَ وَذَا الْكِفْلِ وَكُلُّ مِنَ الْأَخْيَارِ. All of them are among the best. So he was mentioned twice in Al-Quran Al-Kareem. Some scholars said that he is a prophet, and because he was mentioned with other prophets, and others said no, he was not a prophet, he was just a righteous person. But the first opinion is obviously stronger, and the majority of the scholars believe that he was a prophet because he was mentioned. His name was mentioned in the context of talking about the prophets, and in surah that's known as Surah Al-Anbiya, in which Allah talked about the prophets. So the name of the surah is Surah Al-Anbiya, the prophets, and his name was mentioned among the names of the prophets. So it makes more sense that he was one of the prophets. The word Dhal Kifl, the Kifl means takaffala. Takaffala means someone promised to take care of something. So takaffala means that he took responsibility to do something. So what was this thing? It was narrated that one of the prophets, towards the end of his life, he wanted to hire someone to be the judge among the people. And he said, who would take the responsibility of praying all night and fasting every day and never gets angry. So he wants to have a successor. And he said, for this person who will be my successor, I want someone who can take care of this responsibility. Fast the day, pray qiyam in the evening, at night, and never gets angry, because if you are a judge and you get angry, then you will not really make judgment. And we used to say that the judge should never make judgment while he's hungry or sleepy or angry, right? For a judge actually to make judgment, then he has to satisfy all his needs before he make his own judgment. So this person, Zulkifl, raised his hand and said that I can take care of this. And أتكفل بهذا. I will fulfill this responsibility. And he was not a well-known person. And this prophet said, are you sure you can do that? He said, yes, I can do that. Fasting during the day means discipline, spirituality. And that's very important for judges, because the judges actually are human beings, and they may actually take the side of one party because of his relationship to him, because he's poor, because he's super wealthy, and maybe because he's friend. So when someone fasts every day, this means that he is a very disciplined person. He will not miss with the due process to serve justice. And pray at night. قيام الليل يعني رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم said وَاعْلَمْ أن شرف المؤمن قيامه بالليل. The sharaf, the honor of the believer is in his qiyam, in his qiyam prayer. وَاعْلَمْ أن شرف المؤمن قيامه بالليل وعزه استغناؤه عن الناس. So sharaf al-mu'min, and this is the tradition of those who came before you. Qiyamul layl. All the worshippers, they used to pray at night when everybody else is asleep, and never gets angry. And this is something that we need, all of us need to actually to have. But for the judges and the leaders in particular, they should be able to control their anger, because they are making serious decisions, and they don't want to make a decision while angry, because the effect of this decision will not only the decision will not only affect them, but it will affect many other people. And he said, yes, I will give you my word, I will do these three things. And he used to do that, and he chose him, and he fast every day, and he pray all night. And in the daytime, he had two sessions, one in the morning until noon. Then he sleeps only in this time for 2 or 3 hours, and then he goes back to his court for another session for judgment. And he was a very righteous person, and he fulfilled his covenant. He fulfilled his promise to take care of these things, not only to get a job, but that was his word and his promise that he fulfilled very well. It has been said that the shaitan sent his people to misguide this man and to make him feel tired and tell him that, you're tired today, you can fast tomorrow, it's okay to not to fast today, or you are tired just tonight, you can skip the qiyam tonight. They tried their best to make him forget about his promise, but they could not misguide him at all. He was very determined to do or to take the responsibility seriously. So the shaitan himself said, let me try to do something. Siyam, qiyam, it's kind of difficult, but I'll try to get him angry. So Zulkifl, as I said, he sleeps only around the noon time until before Asr. That is the only time he can get some sleep in. So he came to him in this time, and he knocked the door, and Zulkifl just went to see him and said, he came in the form of an old man, and he said to him, I'm an old man, and my people are very bad people, and they have done this to me. They took my property and they wronged me, and I want you actually to make. And he kept talking and talking and talking, intentionally to make him miss the sleeping time. And this is exactly what happened. And then Zulkifl told him, okay, when I go back to the court, come, and then I'll look at your case. So Zulkifl could not sleep that night, that day, and he went right after to the court, and he looked around to see this old man, but this old man never showed up. And he had to finish his work, going to break his fasting and to pray qiyam, and he was tired, obviously. And next day, it was the time for him to sleep. And the shaitan came to him in the form of the same old man, also to prevent him from sleeping. So he told him, I told you to come yesterday, you don't show up. He said, yeah, because my people are bad people. If they know that I came to you, they will pretend that they will give me my right, but they will not. And he kept talking and talking and talking until the sleeping time passed. And again, for the second day, Zulkifl could not sleep. He expected Zulkifl actually to get angry at him, said, I told you to come get out of my face and stuff like this, but he did not get angry. And again, for the second day, he told him, just come to the court and I will look at your case. And again, he did not show up. And the third day, you can imagine he was fulfilling. He could have said, you know what, I have to sleep this night because I did not sleep for 2 days. And people try to bring justification to what they want. I have to be, fully focused next day, so I need to get some sleep. So forget about coming late tonight. No, because he gave his word that he will pray qiyam every night and fast every day. So he prayed qiyam, and next third day, he came from the court, from the first session, and he actually appointed someone, and he told him, no matter what, I'm very tired. No matter what, if anybody wants to come to me during this period of sleeping, never ever allow him to disturb me because I'm really tired. He said, okay. And he stood at the door and Zulkifl went to sleep. And soon after, this old man came. But this man, the guard, told him that, no, you are not allowed to knock the door. He cannot see you because he's sleeping, he's tired. He said, but please let me in, don't know what's going on and I need to talk to him badly. He said, no, there's no way you can knock the door and see him now. You have to wait. So Shaitan managed to get in. He can go inside easily, not from the door. And he managed to go from the window and he came inside the house and he knocked the door from inside. And Zulkifl woke up and he saw this man inside the house. And he went to the man who's, the doorman or the guard. He said, I told you don't allow anybody to go. He said, well, Allah, he never came from here. And then Zulkifl looked at the door and it was closed. It was locked. And then he said, you are adu Allah? Are you adu Allah? Are you Shaitan? He said, yes, I am. Because I want actually to get angry because I want you to break your promise. But I could not. I could not. I bothered you for these 2 days, but I could not actually do anything to you. So Asamak Allahu minni, he said, Allah protected you from me. So they used to say that his name was Zulkifl because he actually kept his promise that he will fast every day and pray qiyam every night and never get angry, control his anger. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to the man who came and asked him about a nasiha, I said, Ya Rasulullah, give me a nasiha. I said, don't get angry. So it's as if the man said, yeah, I need more, give me more nasiha. So the Prophet was talking to people. So he came from the other side, said, Ya Rasulullah, give me an advice. The Prophet said, do not get angry. And for the third time, the man asked him, and he said, do not get angry. Because what happens when we get angry, we lose control. We don't know what we are doing. And Shaitan can easily control us while we're angry. Generally speaking, Shaitan can control us when we are in an extreme situation. We're extremely happy or extremely angry, extremely sad. This is when Shaitan actually can take control of us. And anger is from fire. Rasulullah ﷺ said, so when you get angry, go and make wudu to extinguish this fire of anger with wudu, or even take a shower. That would be even better. It would be much better to pray 2 rak'ahs. And Rasulullah ﷺ told us, anger is from Shaitan and Shaitan from fire. So when you get angry, go and make wudu. This wudu, inshallah, will cool you down. If you are standing, sit down. If you are sitting down, lay down on your side, lie on your side. So do not speak, do not make decisions, do not, make any stupid thing that you will regret later on. So they have said that he used to pray 100 rak'ah every day, and he is such a devout person. And he was mentioned twice. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said about him, إنه من الصابرين. He was one of the patient people. Because to obey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this takes sabr. To stop yourself from following your desire, not to commit ma'asiyah, also takes sabr. So we need sabr to worship Allah, to pray and qiyam and fast and give zakah and so on. All these requires sabr, right? And not to do the haram also requires sabr. So these two kinds of sabr. And the third kind of sabr is the sabr for whatever befalls on us, whatever qadr that comes to us. So these are three kinds of sabr that we all need to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the right way. And Zulkifl actually took good care of this, because he was sabr not only in this situation, but for someone to keep his promise, to keep his word, no matter what, that takes a lot of sabr. So if you decided or you said to yourself, you know what, I will do this every day or do this every week. Once a week, I will give sadaqah, for example, or I will fast 3 days every month, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said. That for the worshippers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the true worshippers, for them, the difference between fard and nafl is not there. They make something as if it's fard for them. So for them, Qiyamul Layl is a must. I know one of my friends, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept him among the shuhada. I've never seen anyone who has taqwa and iman like him. He was a little younger than me. And when we were in college and were our meetings, and then prayer time comes and he lead us in Maghrib or Isha, he always cries and he reads short surahs, but he's a very spiritual person and very clean heart. So for him, Qiyamul Layl was not, the distinction between fard and nafl. He knows that it is not fard, but for him, when they taste the sweetness of Qiyam, then for them, it's not classification of fard and nafl. It's something for him, it's a must. He cannot feel comfortable if he does not pray Qiyam. Feel very bad if they went to sleep and they did not wake up until Fajr. For them, this is praying Fajr on time. For many people, is a great achievement, but for him, that's a bad day because he did not wake up to pray Qiyam. So this friend of mine, his name is Islam. It was the high school exam time, and for at that time, very important for people to sleep well. The entire family actually gets nervous because of the exam that determine what college you're going to go to and so on. And he insisted in praying Qiyam, and his father told him, no, you don't have to pray Qiyam during these exam days, because you need to sleep well, sleep early, wake up early, get good 8 hours sleep. But he said, how can I sleep without praying Qiyam? I cannot. And he went to his sheikh and he told his sheikh, please try to convince Islam, you don't have to pray Qiyam now because studying is ibadah also and so on. And his teacher, after the death of Islam, actually he narrated this story. He said, I went to him and said, Islam, listen to your father, because he said, I cannot imagine, I cannot sleep without praying Qiyam, no matter what. And fasting for him, again, Mondays and Thursdays is not, it's sunnah, no, for him, he knows it's the sunnah of the Prophet, then he does it, So for these people, and I remember my father, rahimahullah, also, for him, he has this big German alarm that makes the whole building actually, people wake up. It was very strong. He just want to make sure that he will not sleep. When the alarm goes off, then everybody actually in the house wake up. So Zulkifl actually was mentioned among the Sabirin because he was so patient and he was very consistent. It takes a lot of patience to be consistent on doing something. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala send his peace and blessings upon all the prophets of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the best of them, our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.